Hey, so Dr. Juan Santos here. You're watching this video because you're looking at individual counseling compared to couples counseling, which is a really good question. Now, you're having maybe challenges, difficulties, some hurdles you're trying to address in your relationship or in your marriage. And you're looking at A, do you start couples counseling? Or B, do you work with an individual counselor? Now, what I'll share with you is both are great avenues, which may be a little bit interesting to hear, right? You're thinking, well, it's me and my partner, me and my spouse, we should work with a couples counselor. And yes, that makes sense. However, individual counseling can also be effective. And let's really go into why. Here's some key things to think about when you and your partner are having difficulties, right? Challenges. A common thing that you could pull out of there is that something needs to be addressed, right? You need to work on something and your partner needs to work on something. So you both could go work with a couples counselor and both could take that feedback. You could also look at individually working with a counselor. An individual counselor, and here's where there's really valuable information to look at so that you can shift into this platform and find it beneficial. An individual counselor can work with you on a one-on-one level while focusing on your relationship. Meaning that I may have a patient that comes to me and the patient says, Dr. Santos, I'm struggling in my marriage. And I'm gonna ask them, well, what's going on? What's happening in your marriage? What are you seeing? Right, so yes, I'm getting this person's subjective view, but here's something else I'm doing as a counselor. I'm asking my client what's happening in your relationship. I may even give them a homework so that their partner can provide subjective feedback and then bring that to the counseling session. So even though I'm working with one person in that counseling session, the work that we're doing, this individual coming to therapy can bring it right back to their relationship. So let's use an example here so that it makes sense. Let's say that you come to, say that you want to do couples counseling because you want to improve trust in your relationship. And you take the route of working with an individual counselor. So you come and see me for individual therapy and you tell me that you want to work on your relationship. There's been some trust issues and you want to feel that you can trust your partner more. You want to feel a little more confident in the relationship. You also want to improve communication. Well, what are we going to do? We're going to focus just on that. We're going to look at ways to build your confidence. We're going to look at ways to build areas that connect to law of attraction. We're going to look at what are the pillars of a healthy, successful relationship so that you can start working on those. And then you're going to bring that right back home. And it's really neat when I see this in action, because what takes place is that very client goes home and we're open about this whole process. They're sharing with their partner, I'm in therapy, right? I'm working with, let's say it's me, I'm working with Dr. Santos. And the work is to help our relationship. All right, so this person is sharing that, so there's an open communication. And the person's sharing what exercises they're doing. Okay, so I'm working on getting better at communication or at prioritizing our time together, being more present in our relationship. What do you think? And then their partner is able to tell them, yes, therapy's working. Whatever you guys are doing over there is translating and working here. So that's another item that I want to mention there too. Transferable skills, items that translate. And when you look at couples therapy and individual therapy, a lot of the work that you do with your one-on-one counselor, it can translate into different areas of your life. And you probably already knew that. You can go see your individual counselor to work on time management. That can transfer into your job where now you are more effective at time management. You can work with your individual counselor on listening, on conflict resolution, on so many items that have to do with your relationship or your marriage that can transfer right back into the relationship itself. So I made this video because I thought it'd be really helpful to look at what are the options. And you're out there and you have some sort of mountain you're trying to climb. And maybe it's you and your significant other, you and your spouse, and you're wanting to have this really wonderful, healthy relationship. What's nice to know that you have more than one option, right? You've got multiple options, lots of different ones. You can take the route of working with a couples counselor. I'm a couples counselor. I work with a lot of couples, enjoy doing it. You can also take the route of working with an individual clinician. I have that one too, where I will have clients that come see me on an individual level. And you guessed it, our focus is the relationship. I hope that you found this video helpful. You may have questions, reach out if you do.